Hey everyone, it's Dan Wyke with the LA Times, the Lakers beat writer, and boy was I busy today. The Lakers have a new head coach, finally, JJ Redick, a person I think most of us around the coaching search thought would get the job, and then we were all thrown a pretty big curveball by Rob Pelinka with the team's interest in Dan Hurley. The process was a fascinating process, and the way that information was really flowing from two distinct places, right? One distinct inside the Laker building, and the other one, which was everyone else. And everyone else kind of had fingered JJ Redick as the guy the Lakers were going to hire. But inside the building, it was a much more conservative, the process is very open. The fact that this is done is outside noise. And it turned out they were telling at least some version of the truth. They did offer the position to Dan Hurley, the two-time, NCAA championship coach of UConn, who was kind of a mystery candidate in all of this. And I think even as, this week we started to get word that, it could be close now that the finals were over, and you would even hear the word done a couple times, like until there was a handshake agreement, until stuff like that happened, you just didn't know. We're one day removed from the Detroit Pistons firing Monty Williams, which not only created another opening, but also put another coach on the market, a guy the Lakers, were really interested in back in 2019. Now, they were committed to JJ Redick, and they've been committed to JJ Redick for a little while. And I think, the offer goes out today, he accepts, and this is the direction the organization is going. Now, as far as the coach himself, it's just a big giant shrug emoji. Who can know, right? It is completely projection at this point. It is like buying a pack of like 1986 Fleer basketball cards. Maybe there's a Jordan in there, maybe there's not. It's really, really hard to know. And I think the things that we do know are that he's incredibly hardworking. He's smart. He's analytical. He's open-minded. He's experienced as a player. He's been on basketball's biggest stages in college and in the NBA. And he's a good communicator, right? He's a professional broadcaster. What we don't know is how is he going to handle some of the things that Darvin Ham struggled with. But I had one general manager, who has experience, on the sidelines tell me that it is the way decisions hit you in the NBA is rapid fire compared to anyone else. Do I play this guy? Do I not play this guy? How am I going to handle this guy if he's doing this, if he's not? How am I adjusting in real time to coverages? Am I adjusting my coverages? It is an onslaught of information. The amount of information an NBA head coach is asked to decode is so immense, and it's just impossible to know what kind of decoder JJ Redick is going to be. When we see him in his podcast, we see him on TV. He has taken the route of being the guy who is going to educate fans on the finer points of the game and not just resort to sort of the hot takes and stuff like that. That's been his approach as a broadcaster. Well, now, he's going to be in a room where he's going to have to do that stuff to people who are much smarter about this than myself or the average viewer. And so I think we don't really know how that's going to play out. It's kind of a crazy risk in that way. You have LeBron James near the end of his career. Presumably he's going to resign. And if you don't have LeBron James, let's say he goes somewhere else, you have Anthony Davis in the heart of his prime. There is not a lot of time to waste, so they need to be pretty confident that he's going to pick this up pretty quickly. I can tell you that he was very impressive in his interviews with the Lakers. I know that. Even people who were not so sure about it, I think came away as fans. And then I think the other part of it was, we know that he knows what the life is like of an NBA player. He's been a star on teams. He was at Duke. He's the university's all-time leading scorer. He's been the man. He was a rookie who couldn't find his way into a rotation. He was a role player. He was a frustrated role player. Who wasn't closing games. He was the veteran journeyman. He's been all these different things on teams. And I think he's going to need all of those experiences when it comes to relating to this version of the Lakers, because the expectation is that he's going to have to get this right and get it right fast.